Hello everyone, welcome to this video on legal aptitude for CLAT and IELT. Legal aptitude is all about two things. One, knowledge in the field of law, and two, applying logical reasoning to this knowledge. In this video, we'll start and try to absorb some knowledge in the field of law. So as we set sail in the journey of legal knowledge, let's try to get our boats ready. That is, let's learn some basic legal terms and maxims. And this, we're going to do it in a very interesting way, that is, in the form of a story. And the story goes like this. There were two guys, A and B, who were good friends ab initio, that is, from the beginning. Time passed by and they slowly developed this bad habit of stealing. So first, they started with small thefts, which then got transformed into extortions and robberies. And then three more guys, C, D and E, joined them, and together they started committing dacoity. Terms that we have learned so far. 1. Ab initio, which means from the beginning. This is quite clear from the word itself because initio is initial, which means from the beginning. Usage. Void ab initio. This means something which is invalid right from the beginning. Example, a contract with a minor is void ab initio. That means you cannot make a contract with someone who is less than 18 years of age in India. 2. Theft. According to the section 378 of the Indian Penal Code IPC, theft is defined as an offense of taking away the movable property of a person without his consent and with a dishonest intention. Keywords that we've learned here. Movable property. Any property which is not fixed to the ground is a movable property. For example, your car, your bike, a pen, a pencil and your wallet are movable properties. Immovable properties are those which are fixed to the ground. For example, house, your land and a tree in your house are immovable properties. But it is worth noting that if an immovable property is severed from earth, it becomes a movable property. For example, if a tree is cut down, it becomes a movable property and it comes under the purview of theft. 2. Dishonest intention. While proving the crime of theft, it is very important to prove that the intention behind the crime was dishonest. For example, say if your friend takes away your bike for a day and returns it in the evening, it may not come under theft because he shares a fiduciary relationship with you, that is, a relationship based on trust, and thus his act may not be called a theft. The punishment for theft in India, according to IPC section 379, is 3 years of imprisonment or fine or both. The next term is extortion. According to section 383 of IPC, it is an aggravated form of theft. That is, a case in which a person puts someone else under the threat of injury or death and takes away his movable or immovable property. The key element that differentiates extortion from theft is threat of injury or death, which is missing in case of theft. One more key difference between extortion and theft is that extortion can also be of immovable property, whereas theft can only be of a movable property. An example of extortion would be that a person keeps you at gunpoint and takes away your property. Next term is robbery. A robbery is very similar to extortion, with the only difference being that in case of a robbery, there is a threat of immediate violence or damage, whereas in case of extortion, usually this threat is of future violence or damage. Again, these two terms, extortion and robbery, are not mutually exclusive, as sometimes a robbery can also be an extortion. For example, in that case where a person points a gun at someone else and asks for his property, it is both a robbery as well as an extortion. The next term is dacoity. A dacoity is a robbery which involves 5 or more people. Do you remember from our story C, D and E joining A and B to commit dacoity? That makes it 5. Hey, by the way, do you know that this term dacoity has been derived from the Hindi term daku? And in other countries, there is no term like dacoity. Other countries use the word banditry for this.